Stop scrolling right now, because if you have a 1946 penny sitting in a jar somewhere, you need to hear this before you do anything else with it. Some collectors online are calling this coin the penny you can't legally sell. And while we're going to prove that claim wrong in a few minutes, what's actually true about this coin is stranger and more valuable than the myth itself. Back in 2022, a woman going through her late father's coin collection in Ohio found a single 1946 wheat penny mixed in with a handful of ordinary change. She almost spent it at a gas station. Instead, she took it to a local dealer out of curiosity, and that one coin sold at heritage auctions for $16,800. Read that again. 1 penny. $16,800. If that doesn't make you want to go check your own coin jar right now, nothing will. Here's the important information you need before we go any further, because understanding this is what separates someone who finds a fortune from someone who throws it in a vending machine. The 1946 Lincoln wheat penny was struck at 3 mints. Philadelphia produced 991,655,000 of them, and these carry no mint mark at all. Denver struck 315,690,000, marked with a small letter D beneath the date. San Francisco made the fewest, 198,100,000, marked with an S. That letter sits directly under the date, right below Lincoln's shoulder, and it is the single most important thing to check first, because it can be the difference between a coin worth 3 cents and a coin worth thousands. The penny weighs 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters, has a smooth plain edge, and was designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces right on the front, 2 wheat stalks frame the back, and that design is exactly why collectors nicknamed this entire era the Wheat Penny series. Now let's address the rumor directly, because this is where the past belief challenge comes in. You may have seen headlines or comment sections claiming the 1946 penny is somehow banned, confiscated, or illegal to sell. Here's the surprising truth: that claim is false, and it's actually a myth that got attached to this coin because people confuse it with genuinely restricted items like the 1933 gold double eagle, which really was illegal for private citizens to own for decades. The 1946 wheat penny has never been banned by the U.S. government, the Treasury, or the Secret Service. You can legally own it, sell it, trade it, or melt it if you were foolish enough to want to. So why does this myth spread so fast? Because it triggers something in our brains, the fear that we might be breaking a law without knowing it, mixed with the insecurity of not being totally sure what's actually legal when it comes to old money. That fear keeps people watching, keeps people searching, and honestly, it's exactly why this coin has become such a hot topic online, even though the real story is about value, not legality. And here's where the real shock sets in, because the actual truth is almost more unbelievable than the fake legal drama. During World War II, copper was needed for shell casings and military wiring, which forced the mint to strike the infamous 1943 steel penny, a coin so disliked that people kept mistaking it for a dime. Starting in 1944, the mint got resourceful in a way most people have never heard of. They collected spent brass cartridge cases directly from military training grounds, melted them down, and turned them into pennies. This continued through 1944, 1945, and all of 1946. That means every single 1946 penny in existence was quite literally forged from recycled wartime ammunition. Think about that for a second. The coin sitting in your pocket change jar might have started its life as a bullet casing fired during the final battles of World War II. That's not a rumor. That's documented mint history, and it's the kind of detail that turns a boring old penny into something genuinely chilling to hold. So now let's talk about greed, because this is the part everyone actually clicked for. Not every 1946 penny is worth a fortune, and I want to be upfront about that so you don't get your hopes crushed later. In worn, circulated condition, most of these coins are worth between 3 and 50 cents, basically pocket change with a tiny bonus. But pushing to uncirculated condition with strong, bright red original copper color, and the numbers change dramatically. Philadelphia coins with no mint mark can bring anywhere from $2 to $920. Denver coins have sold for as much as $250. And San Francisco coins, the ones from the smallest mintage, have reached that jaw-dropping $16,800 record we mentioned at the start. The difference between the coin worth 50 cents and the coin worth thousands often comes down to nothing but color and preservation, which means somewhere out there, in someone's basement or attic, there could be a genuine treasure sitting completely unrecognized. Here's a fact that should genuinely surprise you and maybe even worry you a little, in the best way. Philadelphia struck nearly 1 billion of these pennies, yet experts estimate only about 6,000 still survive in true collectible condition today. Do the math on that and you get a survival rate of roughly 0.0006%. That means for every billion coins made, almost all of them have been spent, worn down, melted, or lost forever, and the tiny fraction that escape that fate are the ones worth real money right now. If that number doesn't create a little bit of urgency to go check your own change, I don't know what will. Now for the errors, because this is where curiosity really takes over, and where a lot of collectors have made life-changing discoveries without expecting it. San Francisco produced a documented error where a worker accidentally punched the mint mark upside down, creating what's called an inverted S. One of these, in excellent condition, sold for $468. Even stranger is a variety where a die originally stamped with AD for Denver got redirected to San Francisco and overpunched with an S, leaving faint traces of that original D peeking out underneath if you look closely with a magnifying glass. This over-mintmark error has sold for as much as $3,181, and even a beaten-up, heavily worn example still brought $125 at auction. There are also off-center strikes, where the coin blank shifted during production and part of the design is simply missing, leaving a blank crescent of bare metal on the edge, with one Denver example selling for over $1,000. And then there's the rarest possibility of all, a 1946 penny accidentally struck on a silver dime blank, since the Roosevelt dime also launched that same year and some blanks got mixed together at the mint. If that error is genuine and certified, it can sell for anywhere between $500 and $3,000. So here's what I want you to actually do after watching this. Go find every 1946 penny you own or can get your hands on. Check underneath the date for a mint mark, D, S, or nothing at all. Hold it under strong light and look at the color, because a coin that still shows bright original red copper is worth dramatically more than one that's turned dark brown. Grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the lettering and the mint mark for any doubling or strange overlapping shapes. And remember, this coin is not illegal, it's not banned, and nobody is coming to take it from you. What it actually is a small disc of metal that was once part of a wartime cartridge, carried home in a soldier's pocket, spent in a store, saved by accident, and now potentially worth more than most people make in a month. Most of them are ordinary. A few of them are extraordinary. And the only way to know which one you're holding is to stop assuming, and actually go check.